know you were out at school this week, and you guys did some yoga, and you spoke to the students and everything, as this thing goes behind
Yeah,
us right now.
exactly.
But why was that so important to you? And I think I also heard you mention it was kind of like the start of a kickoff of your foundation.
Yeah.
What is your goal there?
Well, I think when I was in Denver, I was out in the community in Denver a lot, just spreading positive energy. And so obviously COVID hit, and I wasn't able to do it in New Orleans. And then I got out here and I reached out to my foundation and pretty much told them like, all right, let's get it, let's get the energy back started. And so we were able to visit Harriet Tubman Academy, which is a school, I think close to downtown Denver. And I was able to go over there and do yoga with the kids and just have fun with the kids. And for me, like that just does so much for me because obviously, how I was raised and how I grew up. I just feel like the platform that I have, why wouldn't I give back to to the kids, right? And so to go over there and put smiles on the kids' faces and be able to spread positive energy, that's what I'm all about. Because I feel like you get like the energy that you put out, you get back, and so I'm very big on that. And so to be able to relaunch my foundation, also partner up with Double Up, food program, which is a program whose initiative is to give food to low-income families. That's huge as well because like I said, when I was growing up, sometimes we didn't really have food on the table as well. So to be able to fast forward 20 some years, and here I am with 5 cameras in my face or 6 cameras in my face, trying to give back because I know what kids are going through, and I know what families are going through, and I know about tough times, and I know there's people out there struggling. So with the platform that I have, I just try to give back as much as I can.
How big is that? Just also someone of your caliber showing up is for kids of color that you said are low income.
Yeah, 100%.
That don't get to see these types of players. Or
Yeah, exactly.
some of these types of
And I
players.
think that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest thing. And like going to talk to the kids is just to show them that I'm no different than them, right? Like and I told them, I said I was sitting in the same chair that you guys are sitting in, right? And I had probably some of the same problems you guys have. I said the difference is, I said I just wanted to be successful, and I wanted to be somebody, and so I just encourage them to want to be somebody, whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be an NFL player, doctor, lawyer, whatever you want to do. Just try to be the best at it and work as hard as you can, and try to go to college, and I kind of told what my uncle told me. I remember my mother and my father really wasn't there, and I remember my uncle looking at me and telling me, he said, the world don't owe you anything you want you got to go and get. And he said, and that doesn't mean you need help. Why can't you do it on your own? And so that kind of woke me up. It's like, I'm gonna do it on my own, right? Like I don't really need no help. What help do I need? I could do it on my own. And so that's the kind of energy I was kind of spreading to him.
The program you partnered with, are they local to Buffalo too?
Yes.
Okay, how did you find that?
Through my foundation. Yeah. So the people who overlook my foundation, they reached out to us, and we said, man, it was a great initiative that we would love to be a part of.
Week 1, there were some questions, obviously, with the deep ball with Josh Allen. Week 2 was a lot better.
Yeah.
How do you feel like that connection between you two have been so far with 2 games?
Yeah, I think it's growing, right? I was talking to Steph and I was talking to Josh, and obviously, we put up 35 points, but there was some plays that was left out there. And I remember telling Josh, I said, at the end of the day, like, we're not going to be able to score on every single drive, and we're not going to be able to complete every single pass. But I told him this, I think, Monday after the game. I said, but the good thing is Wednesday we coming back out here and we're going to work as hard as anybody in the world at trying to get better and try to grow the chemistry. And so, hopefully it shows up on Sunday and we hitting on every pass and we go 30 for 30, but the chances of that happening is slim to none. But, at the end of the day, the objective is to get a win.
You had the block spring motor. Just how did that? Was that the way it was drawn up, or you had to kind of read the play?
Yeah, I had to read it. So I was supposed to go in and block the backer, but then I saw the lineman come out and block him. So I just kind of sprang up to the next guy, played football, and next thing you know, I hear Motor just dash right past me. And once he dashed right past me, I was just like, man, that was almost sweeter than scoring a touchdown. Like, it was crazy. Like that kind of block to spring somebody to go an extra 40 yards. It was probably one of my favorite plays of my career.
I I mean, in an offense, and this is nothing new to in your past teams, but I mean, playing so much 11 and 10 personnel, and I mean, you're not going to spring a block unless one of you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Is,
But
because the cornerbacks are filling.
Yeah, exactly. That's always been the rule. The receiver is what really makes it happen and go 60, 70 yards. And so, I play a lot of football, been a lot of different offenses. Obviously, this is kind of a run and shoot offense. But the year we went to the Super Bowl, we were kind of in a play action Gary Kubiak type offense where you got to go in and block all the time. So, that's what I'm used to. So I guess I'm a multitude of all the offenses I played in.
You mentioned, not going or trying to go 30 for 30, and it might be unlikely, but Josh is kind of a perfectionist, and he's pretty tough on himself when he doesn't go 30 for 30. He said yesterday that Stefan he can notice that when he's like that. Have you noticed that in him too? That he wants every play to be perfect.
Of course.
He hurt himself when it's not.
Yeah, of course, and that's how you want it. But at the end of the day, that's not how it's gonna happen. But you also want a guy who, if he does incomplete a pass, obviously he's upset about it, right? Because we're all competitors, and you want to win, but you also want to play the best. You want to have A+ every game that you play, right? And so we respect him for that, but at the same time, it was 35. We put up 35 points, and Dave's he pretty much said last year, right, during the season, they put up more than 35 points only 4 times, right? And so you can't really be upset about that, but at the same time, you want to hit on those deep shots and those deep passes and whatever, go 30 for 30, but at the end of the day, you riding on that plane and you sit back and say, hey, we won 35-0. And I got the following week to keep getting better. And so that's what it's about.
Knowing that your time was somewhat limited in camp and in the preseason as you were dealing with some injuries, where would you say that you and Josh are right now in terms of being on the same page, chemistry-wise?
Well, I think it's, on a scale of what, 1 to 10?
Sure.
I'd say 8. You're right.
So
Like
that's good,
a B. A B. You think about the long pass and a couple shots from Miami, but for me, like I always say, it's a process anyways. And I said, trust the process. It's going to happen, right? We're going to have a couple A's. We're going to have a couple B's. We're going to have hopefully no C's, right? But I take the A's and the B's, as long as we win. Like, I just want to win, dude. Like, I don't care about stats. I don't care about. I've done it all in my career. Like, what have I not done in this league, right? And so for me, I just want to win. And so I just want to win, get in the playoffs, win, get to the Super Bowl, win. And man, I'm gonna chunk my 2 fingers up, man. I'm gone. I'm gonna be on a beach somewhere where y'all sitting out in the cold weather next year.
You guys spent the week preparing for Washington. Obviously, their front rightfully gets a lot of attention. How, as a receiver group, do you guys talk about that when your quarterbacks will be facing probably some pressure from performing in front? Like,
Yeah,
we gotta get over
I think we spent a lot of time talking about that with the Steelers of how we got to run our routes faster and get out our cuts and do that. And I think we kind of dialing back on that talk now and just kind of focusing more on just doing our job. And that's across the entire offense, whether it's the offensive line, the quarterback, the receivers. Just do your job. And Wiseman once told me, it's just nameless gray faces at the end of the day. Who cares about what they can do? Just do your job and block it, right? And my job is to get open and catch the ball. So we trying to dial down on that talk of, they have this guy and that guy. And the nameless gray faces that we just got to go out on Sunday and do our job.
To go back to the block promoter, how many of your favorite plays in your career are blocks?
Man, not too many. I got a couple of them where I went in there and cracked safeties and then knocked over safeties of being 175 pounds that I feel good about. But as far as like springing the running back over for 40 yards, like that's gonna go down as one of my favorite plays, 100%. I never forget that. Especially because like you blocking and you just hear, and like if you go look at the play, like I just kind of stood still, like dang, I really just sprung him open. It felt good. It felt really good.